So thank you so much for joining. I am John Kiss, and I am a best-selling author of the novel Under the Floorboards. I've always written since I've been like 5, 6 years old, short stories, poetry. I've edited a few dozen books. I've been in the publishing industry since 2014. Um, very actively in both in traditional publishing and independent publishing. I am the CEO of Your Book Team. It's a company that basically gives white glove writing services and ghostwriting and editing to anyone who dreams of publishing a book. Recent books that we published. This is a book that is a personal memoir clothed as a fiction novel. And we might want to discuss this route that is a common route. This one is a nonfiction book about happiness and AI. Cutting edge, very interesting. When the author came to us, he really didn't know what his expertise was about, and it required a little bit of digging to find out who he is and what his message is. And your message, you guys, is whatever you guys will not shut your mouth talking about. Like what you guys would just like be talking over, with a stranger at a cocktail party. This is your message. Now, sometimes people do that in fiction. Sometimes they do it in nonfiction. And I believe that all of us have books in us. Why do we have this meeting today? Um, Over the past few months, I've had several friends, colleagues telling me, I really want to write my book. I have a dream of a book in me. I don't know how to go about it. And after hearing it again and again and kind of consulting friends here and there, I've just decided that it's time to, create a structure and a place in which we can come, we can ask questions, I can answer, we can also cross-pollinate. You guys see the screen right now. I believe that the screen will grow with time. We'll have participants. And the goal here is to learn from each other. Sometimes we have a lot of limiting beliefs. One of us can think, oh my God, I have so much material, I don't really know how to organize it. And another person might think, I don't have anything. I don't know if what I have to say is valuable at all. And you can learn from each other's limiting beliefs because I honestly think that this is not a technical thing. The technicalities of book publishing are actually really simple. It really comes to feelings of self-worth, feelings of being willing to be creative and being willing to play. Publishing a book is like saying, I'm down to play. Who else wants to play? There is something about participating in life and participating in this realm of people that say, I have something to say, that is that makes us feel really uncomfortable. And that's something that I have been dealing with over the years. Who am I to publish a book? Who am I to edit a book? So what I hope is that in these short meetings every Tuesday, I'll be able to give you some inspiration, motivation, and some technical knowledge answering your questions. And my dream will be to read your books. I am a selfish girl, and why I'm here is to read your books. JC, beginning to read your book, the compilation of your wisdom has been honestly one of the best experiences of my life. Like it was so full of good nuggets. I think I told you in the beginning, oh, I'll just skim through it. I'll just read it really quickly. And I began reading it and I'm like, I cannot read this quickly because it's so rich. And it's a gift. It's a gift. And Rahi and Ariel, both of you, I can listen to you speaking for hours, and I feel like I'm learning and I'm becoming better, and that I'm becoming more comfortable with who I am and more playful. Destiny, Bernadette, Barbara, who just recently joined us. Um, I know the three of you somewhat, and I believe that it is through your book that I can get to know you even more. And I want to know you even more. Barbara, I want to hear your story. Bernadette, I want to hear your story. Destiny, I want to hear your story. We can, I can read a book in a few days. So nice to get into someone's world. Today, I want to answer your questions, and I'm going to prompt you with a few questions, and we'll kind of keep silence during those questions that I'm going to prompt you with. Maybe we'll even do a mini meditation of sorts. And then I'd love to answer your questions. Okay? And my goal is to finish within 20 minutes from now, unless you'd like to stay and to begin doing your work. Let me explain. So the first half hour, my goal for the first half hour of every Tuesday is to prompt and Q&A and get going. And then I would like to invite you to stay possibly for another half hour or another hour co-working, uh, opening ChatGPT, opening Claude, opening a Word document, you know, beginning to organize things and kind of co-working, sharing your screen, just knowing, oh, these are other folks. Oh, they're also working on their books. Oh, that's nice. I'm going to write, work on my books. One of the things that we do in the company, in your book team, is that we do screen sharing. Many people share their screen and we see what they are, there's it's almost like being in the same office, and there is an atmosphere of doing. And I think that that's sometimes something that we lack. So my hope is that every Tuesday after the Q&A, I am going to begin working on some of my projects and that you will be working on yours as well. So my hope is that it will be some Q&A with some actual downtime, work time, with having this energy. Okay, because I've seen that that's also something that people miss. I don't have the time. So let me hold your hand and let's sit and you work on that. So I want to invite you to close your eyes for a couple of minutes if you feel comfortable. To take a deep breath. Let's begin by acknowledging the fact that you, with your busy schedule, chose the time to come here right now and be present in this Zoom. I'm sensing that you are serious about your dream, about your writing, about sharing your gift with the world. And I want to acknowledge you for that. Most of society does not encourage us to shine and to be a tall poppy. The tall poppy syndrome was identified like, I don't know, 2000 years ago in ancient Greece, where people who excelled were often the first ones to be criticized. So I want to acknowledge you for being willing to say, I am talented, I have something to say, I want to share it with the world. And I want to encourage you and to tell you that this is a safe space to be a tall poppy. Now, with your eyes closed, I want to invite you to think about this book. Maybe it's a series of books. And to really go wild. To think of your book getting you to talk shows, your series being read by people around the world, emails, physical letters being pouring into your PO box, people thanking you, for your books, for your writing. I want you to feel the pride of having written this, of having your name on this, and the joy of meeting people from around the world because of you being willing to share your gift. I will share with you personally that sharing my writing, even though it has been criticized and some people do not like my writing, some editors did not think that my writing merits publication, and yet publishing and then receiving 5-star reviews and feedback from readers around the world has been one of the most fulfilling things I've ever done in my life. I want you to have that feeling. And whatever your dream is, I want you to 10x it. If it's a book, then think of 10 books. If you thought of 10 books, think of 100. Think of multimedia empires that you guys can create. Courses, seminars, festivals, conferences, whether it's fiction or nonfiction. My God, I can elaborate on each and one of these, the different avenues that you can take, and just celebrating your outlook on life with the world. People can be so grateful for you. It's so nice. Someone wrote to me, "Your book changed my life." And I was like, "What book? I want to read it myself." It was amazing. I want the same for you. So back to gratitude and back to the body that we so beautifully inhabit. Let's come back here, and I want to invite you to write down the vision, what you saw now in the chat. Write down the vision of what you saw now in the chat. So feel free to open your eyes and to be here with us now, writing in the chat what you saw. And the more outlandish, over the top, unrealistic, and full of yourself, the better. Okay? I really want you to I want others to look at this and to say, whoa, this person is delusional. I want you to go delusional. Okay? I'm opening the chat.
Jonathan, please forgive me, but I have company on the way, and
No worries. I'm so happy to have you here, and this
I
is recorded.
didn't know about this, but I would like to I am writing a book of my life with my incredible husband. We had our business together in medical field, and I want to honor him. So I'm working on that, and then I have another idea I can share. Nice to see you all. I am not fit to be seen at this moment,
No
but
worries. No
I
worries.
will. Thank you. Thank you. Good
Thank you.
night.
Thank you for coming here, and I'll make sure to notify you before the next meeting next Tuesday, same time.
Okay. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much, Barbara. Thank you, Bernadette, for writing. I'm excited to see and hear more. Bernadette, if you can expand,
How so? What do you mean?
tell me more. Tell me more.
Hmm.
Tell me more in writing. And the same with you. JC, I see that you're typing. That's great. Destiny, Wahi. Ariel, I want to ask you to take your phone and to also type and to possibly either send me an SMS and then I can read it out loud. Okay? Good. And let's take a few more minutes because I think that this vision is what often people lack. Good job, you guys. Keep typing. Thank you, Bernadette, for expanding. That's exactly what I was hoping for. Well done.
Thank you.
Thank you, Rahi. Beautiful. I already am feeling the pleasure. Ooh, Destiny, so beautiful. I love that. I love that. Thank you, JC. Yeah, yeah. This can really be a copy of you in some ways. People can like practice without you. It's just so exciting. So exciting. So exciting. You know, it already is happening, JC, because that's what was happening to me when I was reading you. So it's already happening. It's just packaging it, honestly. I think you're very advanced in your journey, actually. All right. So I want to encourage you to do the following. Any specific questions that you have to me, go ahead and either type or unmute. I think we have time for one question or two, and then we'll conclude this part. And if you'd like to stay, I'll give you homework that you can begin practicing right now. Okay, so if you have any question at all,
I have a question.
please.
It, it is specific to me. Is that okay?
Of course, that all we want is specificities because people can learn from the specific questions.
Okay. So my question is about converging. So this process that I'm going to be going through, coaching, having the recordings. So I will have transcripts of all of these coaching sessions. Right. And then somehow, I mean, I'm somebody that sees patterns. I already have a sense of patterns. Somehow this goes from lots of material to converging. That piece, organizing it and converging the material. I mean, that's lots of process, creative process, organizational process. To you, like, this is like, that's
Feels like a giant undertaking.
yes. I mean, when I think about, well, what have I done in the past to create artifacts of some kind? I've written a paper in school. A lot of that comes through dialogue, writing a little bit, talking about it, something. But just wondering if you have anything you can share on
Yeah,
process.
yeah. So I think your process is very similar to many of ours. So JC, right now, you have a lot of materials, like mass of materials. And it's all, even this mass does not even scratch the surface of your knowledge. So you're like, how can I sift through it? Just the sifting and the organization is so daunting that I'm just not going to begin. Is that accurate?
It is a daunting.
Is
It is
daunting.
daunting,
Right.
yes.
Maybe clarify or crystallize what did I get wrong when I was like saying it's so overwhelming. I just want to put it. I don't want to deal with it.
Um, it's like that, but it's a little bit more of a because they keep coming. You know,
And
more and more,
it
more
will
and more and
chase.
more working theories. They come and they continue. So there's a pull and there's a draw and the threads come through and there's a sense. Bring the threads together, Jay. Like I'm being told that. So there is, but then it's like, oh, this is unwieldy, you know.
Okay, so here is my homework to you. To go to a bookstore, and this might be relevant for all of you. Go to a bookstore and see the books that are successful in your categories. Okay, so you're thinking of like self-help, somatic kind of applicable science, DIY, psychology. Look at these kind of realms. Okay, I want you to look at the titles and to buy preferably 10 copies of the best-selling books in this general genre. Physical copies, the books must have been published in the past 5 years. This is a must. They must have been published in the last 5 years. Don't take anything from the 90s or from the 30s, or it must have been published in the last 5 years. And then I want you to look at their blurbs and their titles and their covers. So title, cover, blurb of 10 books that are selling well. If they are in the bookstore, it means that they're selling well. If they're on Amazon, you need to kind of sift and see that they have a lot of thousands of reviews. And then once you've done that, the next piece of homework will be for you to choose a title, to think of a cover, and to think of a blurb. And let me explain why this is so important. Right now, you have a book project, but you're uncertain about the name, you're uncertain about how the book will look, and you're uncertain about the blurb, meaning you don't really know what the book is about. Seeing what's out there, seeing what's selling well, and then forcing yourself to focus on one small corner in this vast realm of knowledge that you have will be step number one. Okay, how does that sound?
Yeah, I thought of an additional piece
Yeah.
to give myself potentially, which is to see if I can glean patterns in the structure.
But that's advanced.
Okay.
And I'm afraid that it will be again daunting. So all I want from you is a book title, concept of cover. I want to see a leaf on the cover. I want to see a glass of water on the cover. Or I want the cover to be blue in this type of font. Kind of concept of the cover and a blurb. Then this is why we're buying those 10 books. Then I will tell you to look at structures and to begin, but it's too early right now. Too early and also overwhelming. But if you have a book title that you are beginning to commit to, and the concept of a cover, the blurb that you can read every day, that can be life-changing for you. It can be like, oh wow, this is becoming real. Any other question, Jace?
So that part of it is Yeah, I'm curious how this process works. Do people choose the title beforehand or it comes later? But I suppose it can be an organizing center.
So the amateurs all write their books, then struggle with an editor for 2 years. Then they figure out a title, and then they eventually write the blurb. The really successful authors and publishers do the opposite. They come up with a name, they come up with a cover. There's no book yet. There's a name, there's a cover, there is published soon, so they put a date, like this will be published in next year in November. So they kind of decide that there is a time for publication, and all they have is the blurb, meaning that all they have is just, a few paragraphs. That's what the successful authors do. They don't even have the book yet. But narrowing down to a book title, to a cover, to a blurb is very hard. It's very hard. And if you do that first, then you can look at all of your massive knowledge and say, I guess I can, this will fit, and this will fit, and this will fit. Oh, and all the book is already full. Okay, I guess this is the book. Okay.
Makes sense. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you. And hopefully, if we do these meetings regularly, the book will really take shape. I've seen books take shape. You guys, this book was, I don't want to say anything that will sound disrespectful. I love the author. It was a mess. It was a hot mess. So whatever mess you think you might have in your head or on your computer, let me tell you that I've seen messes of thousands of pages. Okay? And that's okay. That's how we begin. That's how we begin. Good. Thank you, JC. And thank you for having the courage to ask the first question. We have time for one more question.
I will go next then.
Please.
Okay, so my question has to do with so many different authors, many different writers would say you should write X, Y, Z amount per day. But it's a set in stone amount you have to reach. What do you think about that?
So my methodology is very similar to what I said to JC. I really like when people set writing goals, writing a specific amount of pages or a couple thousand words a day, etc. It's nice, it's good, it's good. I would only begin to do that once I published my first book or second book or third book. The first thing that I really want you to do, Destiny, and I mentioned this in another video that I'll share with you, is I want you to hold, JC, also this will be important for you and also for you, for Rahi, Ariel, Bernadette, anyone watching this. My goal for you is to hold the book in your hand within a month and a half, empty. What do I mean by that? My goal for you is to have a book cover, a shell of a book. You guys know the length. How do you know the length? Because it's the average of the 10 books that are best-selling. Okay? You know the size, if it's a 6x9, if it's a big book, if it's a smaller book, you know the sizing because you've seen what's best-selling, right? Sizes is actually something that varies. Some books are 6x9s, some books are 5x8s. So you have the size because you've seen what sells, and you have the blurbs because you've seen what type of blurbs sell. You wrote a blurb, and the book is empty. This is like blank pages. But if you have that, you guys, if you have an empty book in your hands, this will do something for your brain. This will begin to rewire your brain, and you will begin to say, huh, when do I finish writing this? And this destiny, I believe, will be the fuel that you need more than any other daily goal of reaching a certain amount of words. Having a physical empty copy will force you to, like, all of a sudden you'll feel drive that you never felt before. And I can help you with producing this physical, you know, tree cutting product. Okay, I can help you with doing that, and you'll be surprised. You'll be surprised what it does to your psyche. So I want to send you, Destiny, to do the same homework as JC and the others. Is it poetry? Is it fiction? Is it nonfiction? Look at what's selling. Look at the, you know, and then we'll look at the design. My task for you now, today, will be to either begin ordering books. Okay, if you've spent $200, it can be the best $200 you ever spent. Either ordering books, they need to be books with thousands of reviews, or writing a blurb. You can use AI to write a blurb. You can tell AI, I'm writing erotica, and this is my name, and this is my suggested title, and this is a book about this and that. Write for me a blurb that I can post on Amazon. And reading something spoken about you in third person as if it was already, you know, delivered to the world also can help your psyche and can push you to the next step. So to wrap today, what I encourage you to do is to find books that are best-selling in your category and to physically order or buy 10 of these books. From the past, how many years? 5 years. Okay, very important because things change so quickly. And if you were to write a book today in the style that was really popular 10 years ago, it will not go well. So 5 years is like good. If you really want to really, you know, you can do the last 2 years, but five years is decent. And to begin to possibly toy with titles, possibly toy with blurbs. I want to thank you so much for trusting me, for choosing yourselves, for choosing to share your talent, to share your gift. There is nothing better than a good book. I am reading a bad book right now for a book club that I am a participant of. And I just bitched about 45 minutes ago in the group. I was like, you guys, I've tried this book several times. I skimmed forward, I skipped, I skimmed, and I don't get it. And it opened an avalanche of, me too, I don't like it at all. I was the first one to complain, and now everyone is like complaining. The person who recommended it said just now in the chat they said, boo, that's too bad. It was one of my favorites. And that's, you know, that's life, right? I believe that every book has an audience, and I really love the feeling of finding a book that speaks to me. And I know that feeling of, you know, feeling seen by a book, feeling known by a book that you read. And that is such a gift, such a gift. And I want you to give this gift to the world. And I believe that you can. It's no biggie. If you ever wrote a post to social media outlet, it's, in my opinion, it's like 10 posts. It's as easy as 10 posts. Sometimes, compressing what you want to say into a post is more difficult than writing a book. Today with AI, there are so many great tools, and with peer examination, we can share each other, the books with each other, and get some feedback. You can find advanced readers that will give you honest feedback. There are so many amazing tools that did not exist 10 years ago. So I think it's easier than you think, and I cannot wait to read your book. I want to invite you to stay here. I'm going to be putting myself on mute and I'm going to attend another meeting in which I do some book-related work. So you'll see me talking, but I'll be not talking to you. But maybe the presence of, John she's a tough bitch, and now I'm going to like work and just having that presence of other people doing some research about their books. I think that can always help, and I want to encourage you to stay here for that. Um, in the future, we might transition to another like Google Meet or something like that, and there you guys will be able to speak to one another. Because we are on Zoom, and I want to leave the Zoom open, and I have another Google Meet, I am going to ask you all to remain muted, but you can chat with one another in the chat. Any technical questions as to what we're doing now, you feel free to stay, feel free to leave. If you stay, feel free to chat with one another. You don't have to unmute when you leave. You can just say, hey, thank you so much, John. I'm leaving. We're leaving. I'm going to commit to seeing you same place, same time next week, whoever can come. If you cannot come, we will try and have a recording. This can be so fun. I cannot wait for you. I cannot wait for you. You can do anything you want in the chat, including stripping. Okay, so you do whatever it is that you want. I appreciate you, and I appreciate your vulnerability and being willing to share stuff. If you share stuff, I think you'll have a lot of like it's exciting. Next week we will probably move to a Google Meet where you guys can actually talk to one another. But I haven't figured out how to mute my overall Zoom on my computer. So this is why I'm asking you to just communicate on chat. Thank you guys for being here. I'm off to my next meeting.